to dream big, to fight hard, and to win.
Sock it to me.
90% of Americans who are interested and engaged in politics, the way they do politics is as a hobby. They do it to learn new facts, to feel emotionally connected to something big, to pay attention to important things, but not to themselves be politically important. We're taking actions not to empower our political value, but to satisfy our passion for the sport of politics. So I just wrote a book called Politics is for Power, and it's about the juxtaposition between two things. One is political hobbyism. Political hobbyism is a catch-all for things like obsessive news consumption, talking about the news, sharing the news, arguing about the news, and then taking some slacktivist type actions, signing an online petition, changing your profile picture, giving $5 donations in response to a politician who takes down someone else. Hobbyism is about you. You feeling connected to a moment, you learning new facts, you feeling feelings about politics.
Down to 300, and we have to keep the lid on crime. We cannot go out and stop people.
Real politics is about multiplying the power of your own vote. People who are political hobbyists tend to think politics is really important. They feel like it's a civic duty to be informed. In a country with 300 million people, my role is so infinitesimally small. What am I supposed to do other than pay attention to important things?
Trying to make this event fun. We have games, we have comedians entertaining our guests while the results come in.
It's hard to imagine going from learning the gossip of the Trump White House to being involved in your community without learning how power flows in your own community. As a hobbyist, you're also practicing bad skills. You're focused on takedowns, on reading people in the least generous way. Not only are we not practicing empathy, not only are we wasting time, but we're also making politicians behave badly.
I like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
It's a little bit like a presidential version of Survivor.
Next question. Hello.
What is the Democratic Party asking people to do for a year or more to evaluate politicians? Are they supposed to be making a decision based on who has the best set of plans? Are they supposed to be paying attention to the candidate that can win other voters over?
I think Bernie Sanders is going to win tonight. Joe Biden's going to get second. The long, drawn-out Democratic primary is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the way that it's treated like a sporting event is doing a disservice to the whole process, but having everyone have a chance to get their ideas out there is really important.
This process, over months and months, candidates given 45 seconds each to explain their entire view of health policy, for example, is ridiculous. Politics is an avenue for conflict to exist, for people to express clearly and strongly what their actual interests are in their own actual lives.
Any community organization that has a mission of outreach, they also do community strengthening activities. They have dinner together, they go to bars. But the social program is not the end, it's the means to an end.
It's very serious and very important what's going on, but by making it fun, it enables more involvement from the community.
We're drinking for democracy. We're thinking it's a bit of a shame that there's so many passionate young people out there who are not actually registered to vote, or if they are, they're not actually getting to the polls.
People are coming out to be entertained, have fun at a bar, and we're injecting politics into it. We're here already, you're here already, you might as well take 2 minutes to register.
It brings people together that never normally care about politics. And so it's not just entertainment, it's people really engaging in something that matters to them when it didn't matter to them before because they didn't feel like they had any stake in the game.
Welcome, everybody! Thank you so much for being here. We're just going to take a brief moment to describe us. We are making theatrical adaptations out of the Democratic primary debates.
Convention working its will means that
Community groups that are connecting art or music, if they have that extra thing, I think that's great and can be very strategic and get people on board with something that they might not be on board with otherwise. That seems a lot different than someone giving hot takes on Facebook.
The Inner Asylum is creating a theatrical adaptation of the debates, and the first step of us creating that adaptation is to watch the debates live as they happen.
We invite all of New York City to come watch with us, and then we do a political analysis meeting afterwards. So we analyze the text of the debate, and then we turn that into theater through scripting and rehearsing, and then we perform it at the end of all of that.
26 candidates? That's right, and we have a song to help remember all their names.
I believe that both theater and democracy work best with active, enthusiastic participation. Much of our political system has been designed intentionally to be difficult to access physically, but also informationally. Similar to, I believe, we have the authority to reinterpret and analyze the words of our presidents. I believe that we absolutely have that same authority with our local representatives, and we can be those representatives. We shouldn't leave it up to the experts because, it's all of us.
The coronavirus puts New York on pause.
Because of the pandemic, the New York Board of Elections took the unprecedented step of canceling the Democratic presidential primary scheduled for June 23rd.
One thing that's hard with coronavirus is we're basically being asked to have no contact with other people. Some people might interpret that as we therefore have no role to play. There's another way to think about that. How can I be useful now? Can I learn a bunch of stuff about how my local government works, about how my local political parties work, so that when we emerge from this, I'll know what to do? Because I know that I have a role to play here.